Hello, my name is Morgan Abbott, and I'm a certified forest therapy guide through the Association of Nature and Forest Therapy Guides and Programs. I work for Texas A&M Forest Service as the partnership coordinator in the Urban and Community Forestry Program. Our agency's mission is to provide statewide leadership to assure the state's trees, forests, and related natural resources are protected and sustained for the benefit of all. This forest walk has been designed in mind for our Healthy Trees, Healthy Lives initiatives. Please see the link in our bio for more information. Guided forest walks are an opportunity to connect with the forest around us through our senses and emotions without necessarily engaging our analytical brain. In other words, we're practicing engaging our hearts. As your guide, I'm here to open the doors to a relationship with the forest, wherever or whatever that may be. Even in places where there may not be trees, you can still participate in this mindfulness activity as nature is all around us. In our modern world, where we're in a rush, this practice opens the opportunity to de-stress, practice mindfulness, and grounding practices. Virtual guided forest walks are the same as an in-person guided forest therapy walk. In all aspects, except for your guide, me, will not be physically with you during this experience. Thank you for attending this walk. Let's take care of some housekeeping items before we begin the guided forest virtual walk. If this is your first time listening to this audio file, I recommend listening to it in its entirety, about 2.5 hours. Otherwise, you can skip to 8 minutes, 50 seconds, where we begin the walk in our community connection section. This walk is split into 7 parts. Introduction, what we're doing now, community connection, pleasures of presence, whose emotion, partnership invitations, and threshold of incorporation. Each part has been designed to slowly gear down your body and mind from stress that we experience every day. The audio file that you're listening to has been organized in parts so that you can pause after each section and/or invitation. I will start the invitation with the recommended amount of time. Then I will wait a few moments. You will hear, which will lead you to the next invitation. You can pause this audio recording after each invitation until you're ready to move on to the next. This gives us time to explore the invitation. Hospitality. We share the land with many other beings, including those that may have defenses that aren't agreeable to human bodies. If you experience allergic reactions resulting from coming into contact with poison ivy or poison oak, getting bit or stung by insects, or anything else that puts your physical safety in danger, please call 911 or your local emergency line. In the walks I lead, we practice the 7 principles of Leave No Trace. 1. Plan ahead and prepare. 2. Travel and camp on durable surfaces. 3. Dispose of waste properly. 4. Leave what you find. 5. Minimize campfire impacts. 6. Respect wildlife. And 7. Be considerate of other visitors. I believe that Leave No Trace principles can simply be summed up as the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated, or using a single word, reciprocity. Background origins of forest therapy. You may have heard of these guided forest walks as guided forest therapy, forest bathing, or any other number of other names to describe this practice. I usually refer to these grounding relational nature activities as guided forest walks, or sometimes guided forest therapy. You can think of this as a therapeutic practice. However, I'm not the therapist, simply a guide that is providing an opportunity to connect to nature. Guided forest walks are partially inspired by Shinrin-yoku, a practice that was established in Japan in the 1980s as a response to community health crises related to mass urbanization and stress. This practice leads a group and presents activities that engage the senses to ground and release stress. Later on, Shinrin-ryoho was established as a clinical practice, which designs and leads forest-based programs by medical professionals to promote health and wellness. In association of Nature and Forest Therapy Guides and Programs current practice, relational forest therapy, this process is mainly inspired by deep ecology and Jungian psychology by entering in liminal spaces to develop connection within the natural world. We will begin the guided forest virtual walk by listening to invitations to the world around us by engaging in sensory exploration with our surroundings. As with all invitations, you're not required to attend or to participate, but know that these invitations are adaptable and modifiable. Our practice is not brain or category-led, but heart and sensory-led, practicing in balance and presence, giving the brain an opportunity to step away from your role as a doer to your existence as a beinger. My role is normally as a teacher, healer, and community advocate, but today my role is as a guide. I'm not here to teach, control, force, judge, or prescribe. My role for this activity is as an anchor to the here and now and external voice for potential internal space. I like to explain this practice in multiple ways. Since we use cars a lot in Texas, let's use that as an example. Cars can go many speeds, and in our modern lives, we're usually on the highway or freeway getting to a destination. Sometimes we're driving on Main Street in a small town when everyone's at work and we're enjoying the drive. Other days, we're navigating the 610 loop in Houston during rush hour traffic. Frequently, we run our bodies in fifth gear, high stress and high speed. This can be good for our bodies occasionally, but unless you do regular maintenance like changing oil, getting your tires rotated, doing routine safety checks, you put yourself and others at risk. You have increased mechanical problems, your engine isn't running as efficiently, and your car will break down more frequently. You can think of this guided walk as routine maintenance and learn how to lower yourself into an easier gear or an opportunity to do quick DIY maintenance if you don't have the resources to find a professional that can help you. You can also use this virtual walk to try something new. I've been doing exercises like this my whole life. When I was growing up, we would call it hiking. When I went to college, my professors and colleagues called it botanizing. For me, all of these experiences were educational in the way that they taught me about nature in a scientific sense, through observation experience. However, these experiences also provided an opportunity to learn about nature in a way that can't be described in definite terms, but still deeply influence us. While I still drive the 610 loop, using grounding practices like the ones we're doing today has taught me to exit the freeway, park my car, go for a walk, and lie down in the grass when I need to or I want to. It's taught me that I can choose when I need a break and take time for myself. To sum up, this is a reciprocal practice. You put in what you want to get out. History of the land. This walk has been designed for communities in Texas, so I'll be using cultural and regional examples that may be unfamiliar to those outside of Texas. However, if you're not in Texas, feel free to use the resources I've listed in the bio to learn more about the history of the land in your region. Texas is comprised of innumerable communities that have lived here for generations. There are museums, historical sites, and cultural festivals to learn about all these communities and their relationships to the history of Texas and intergenerational Texan identity through food, music, art, and legacies. I'm only able to highlight a few in the short time that we have together, but consider exploring your local area to learn more. We'll begin with the longest residents of Texas, the indigenous communities that have called the lands home for time immemorial. One of the federally recognized tribes who is headquartered in Texas is the Alabama Coushatta tribe of Texas that have led the scientific world in forest management practice, including prescribed burning. If you live on the border between Texas and New Mexico, consider visiting the Bosque Memorial at Fort Sumner Historical Site after visiting Billy the Kid's grave. Delve into Hispanic heritage through art exhibits at the Mexi Art Museum in Dallas. Visit the 13 African American museums across Texas, learn about the rich history of Black cowboys in Richmond, how diaspora communities have influenced art, culture, and music in Dallas, and learn about family history at the Brazos Valley African American Museum in Bryan. If you're looking to learn about Czech immigrants, visit 4 museums located across central and southeastern Texas, and the famous annual Caldwell Kolache Festival held every second Saturday in September. Over 2 million Texans claim German heritage, so stop by the Sophienberg Museum and Archives in New Braunfels to learn their history. Texas's natural resources and ecosystems are just as numerous and diverse as our human communities. The Trans-Pecos, the Rolling Plains, the Edwards Plateau, South Texas Plains, the Blackland Prairies, the Cross Timbers, the Gulf Prairies and Marshes, the Piney Woods, and the Post Oak Savanna. All of Texas's ecosystems are unique in their own way. Consider learning common plants and animals in your ecoregion to explore this relationship with the environment around you through our forest literacy program initiatives like NatureChallenge.earth, Project Learning Tree, our Texas Arbor Day talks for schools and tree giveaways, and many more. Visit the links in the bio for more educational resources. Community connection. Find a place outdoors that you're comfortable in. Wear clothes that you don't mind getting dirty, pack a snack, and water. When you're ready, join us for the first invitation. Let's start our community listening practice by putting our hands on our hearts and connecting with our heartbeat for a few moments. If you're participating in a group, please share your name, a favorite memory of a tree, and what brought you here today. If you're by yourself, what is your favorite memory of a tree? Hold that memory in your heart. What are you noticing? Pleasures of presence. In this section, we will be enjoying the sensory explorations that our body experiences every day. Consider spending a few minutes with each invitation. I'll use sound cue to let you know when we're ready to move on. I invite you to close your eyes and take the deepest breath that you've taken all day. What does it feel like to exist in your body within this moment? What is the smallest sound you can hear? You might consider breathing in through your nose. What are you noticing as you breathe in and out? I wonder what you're tasting in this moment. What are you noticing? While your eyes are closed, touch a plant or another nature being near you. What are you noticing? When you're ready, open your eyes or hold a soft gaze. What are you noticing? Who's in motion? The next invitation is who's in motion? We're observing the beings around us and connecting with their movement via our bodies. It's meant to be a slow, quiet, grounding process, letting our bodies connect with the beings around us through our senses and letting our bodies move in the direction that they are called to. When we're finishing up, I'll play Go Wander for about 30 minutes. What are you noticing? Partnership invitations. We are entering the next phase of our practice, our partnership invitations. We are connecting with nature beings through the invitations. Sit and look at the shadows and the light. Notice how they interact with each other. You might consider playing with the shadows and the light. What other beings do you notice that may be playing too? Spend about 30 minutes here. I'll call you back when we're ready to move on. You may have seen or met a nature being on this walk that caught your eye. Go spend time with them. Spend about 30 minutes there. All the beings in this area have a home. Explore where you feel at home in this moment. Stay there a while and I'll call you back in about 30 minutes. What are you noticing? If you're by yourself, take this time to journal or share with a being around you. If you're in a group, consider sharing your thoughts and feelings in this moment. Spend 30 minutes here. Threshold of incorporation. We have reached the beginning of the end of our time together. It has been a pleasure to guide you and spend time with each of you. As we are closing, I invite you to share or think of something to help your time with this walk feel complete. This could include a song, a poem, a drawing, a thought, or anything else that would help you transition to the closing of our time together. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to share the literature from the Haudenosaunee, the people of the Longhouse, an indigenous nation that historically and currently resides in the Great Lakes region. The Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving Address was shared with me through a book I've come to love deeply and appreciate by Dr. Robin Kimmerer, Gathering Sweetgrass. The address acknowledges all of the people, water, plants, earth, and many beings that make our world and thanks them for all that they do and will do for us. I encourage you to find a comfortable place to sit and listen to a few minutes as I read the Haudenosaunee introduction to the Thanksgiving Address and the Thanksgiving Address itself. Called the Iroquois Confederacy by the French and the League of Five Nations by the English, the Confederacy is properly called the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, meaning people of the Longhouse. Often described as the oldest participatory democracy on Earth, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy's constitution is believed to be a model for the American Constitution. What makes it stand out as unique to other systems around the world is its blending of law and values. For the Haudenosaunee, law, society, and nature are equal partners, and each plays an important role. Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving Address. Greetings to the natural world. The people. Today we have gathered, and we see that the cycles of life continue. We have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now we bring our minds together as one, as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. Now our minds are one. The Earth Mother. We are thankful to our mother, the Earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk about upon her. It gives us joy that she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. To our mother, we send greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. The waters. We give thanks to all the waters of the world for quenching our thirst and providing us with strength. Water is life. We know its power in many forms. Waterfalls and rain, mists and streams, rivers and oceans. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the spirit of water. Now our minds are one. The fish. We turn our minds to all the fish life in the water. They were instructed to cleanse and purify the water. They also give themselves to us as food. We are grateful that we can still find pure water. So now we turn to the fish and send our greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. The plants. Now we turn towards the vast fields of plant life. As far as the eye can see, the plants grow, working many wonders. They sustain many life forms. With our minds gathered together, we give thanks and look forward to seeing plant life for many generations to come. Now our minds are one. The food plants. With one mind, we turn in honor and thank all the food plants we harvest from the garden. Since the beginning of time, the grains, vegetables, beans, and berries have helped the people survive. Many other living things draw strength from them too. We gather all the plant foods together as one and send them a greeting of thanks. Now our minds are one. The medicine herbs. Now we turn to all the medicine herbs of the world. From the beginning, they were instructed to take away sickness. They are always waiting and ready to heal us. We are happy that they are still among us, those special few who remember how to use these plants for healing. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the medicines and to the keepers of medicines. Now our minds are one. The animals. We gather our minds together to send greetings and thanks to all animal life in the world. They have many things to teach us as people. We are honored by them, and when they give up their lives so we may use our bodies as food for our people. We see them near our homes in the deep forests. We are happy they are still here, and we hope that it will always be so. Now our minds are one. The trees. We now turn our thoughts to the trees. The earth has many families of trees who have their own instructions and uses. Some provide us with shelter and shade, others with fruit, beauty, and other useful things. Many people of the world use a tree as a symbol of peace and strength. With one mind, we greet and thank the tree life. Now our minds are one. The birds. We put our minds together as one and thank all the birds who move and fly about over our heads. The Creator gave them beautiful songs. Each day they remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle was chosen to be their leader. To all the birds, from smallest to largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. The four winds. We are all thankful to the powers we know as the four winds. We hear their voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air we breathe. They help us to bring the change of the seasons. From the four directions they come, bringing us messages and giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the four winds. Now our minds are one. The thunderers. Now we turn west, where our grandfathers, the thunder beings, live. With lightning and thundering voices, they bring with them the water that renews life. We are thankful that they keep those evil things made by Oquaceres underground. We bring our minds together as one to send greetings and thanks to our grandfathers, the thunderers. Now our minds are one. The sun. We now send greetings and thanks to our eldest brother, the sun. Each day without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing the light of a new day. He is the source of all the fires of life. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our brother, the sun. Now our minds are one. Grandmother Moon. We put our minds together to give thanks to our oldest grandmother, the moon, who lights the nighttime sky. She is the leader of women all over the world, and she governs the movement of the ocean tides. By her changing face, we measure time, and it is the moon who watches over the arrival of children here on earth. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our grandmother, the moon. Now our minds are one. The stars. We give thanks to the stars who are spread across the sky like jewelry. We see them in the night, helping the moon to light the darkness and bring the dew to the gardens and growing things. When we travel at night, they guide us home. With our minds gathered together as one, we send greetings and thanks to the stars. Now our minds are one. The enlightened teachers. We gather our minds to greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come to help us throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us the way that we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to these caring teachers. Now our minds are one. The Creator. Now we turn our thoughts to the Creator, or Great Spirit, and send greetings and thanks for all the gifts of creation. Everything we need to live a good life is here on Mother Earth. For all the love that is still around us, we gather our minds together as one and send our choicest words of greeting and thanks to Creator. Now our minds are one. We have now arrived at the place where we end our words. Of all the things that we have named, it was not our intention to leave anything out. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send such greetings and thanks in their own way. Now our minds are one. This is the end of our time together. Once again, thank you for the time you've spent with me today. From all of us at Texas A&M Forest Service, remember to thank a tree today.